Yo guys, we are here for round 6 of the Ironman League here on F1 2025. We are starting from P18 because it's the first championship order and we're doing a 100% race here in Miami. Starting on the hard compound tyres, and the majority of the cars around us are on the medium. So as you can see, we lost a bit of ground into turn 1, but picked the outside line, able to gain a few of those positions back as 3 wide up ahead, and a car goes spinning. Oh my god, he's in the air! There's a car in the air! That was nuts. Is this league racing or is it open lobbies? I'm not really too sure at this point. But we have been able to get ourselves up in... You need to go ahead of me. Into P16 as it all shaped out. Dude, you need to go ahead of me, please. Thank you. There we go. Eventually, Tamas went ahead of us. That start was crazy. I think he had a bit of a glitch, to be honest, because there's no reason he wouldn't want the position. And he got a 10-second time penalty, so unlucky for him because, yeah. Did the McLaren not DNF when he was in the air? No, the McLaren did not DNF, but yeah, I think he had a glitch with the position priority, so that's why he got a 10-second penalty, I presume, anyway. But anyway, getting back into the action, it is going to be back to green flag. A bit unfortunate timing for us as it went green flag as we was on the corner apex. Ideally, it would have happened a little bit later, and then we wouldn't have been stuck in the traction zone. But that's also going to give Leo a good opportunity with the medium compound tyres down the inside here in the final corner. And there's a bit of contact. You can see he pushes me a little bit away from the apex there. But now on the exit, we are going to be using a bit of battery, but we decide better of it. We turn off our battery, as you can see. Both Leo and also Istvan Pukki are on the medium compound tyres, and I'm on the hard, of course, as you can see. So my race is going to come alive later. I'm going to play the long game here. And you can hear my live comments in the Leigh saying, going to play the long game here. So yeah, my race is going to be coming alive as the stint goes on. As you can see, Tamas is spinning into the barrier and Pukki had to miss him and take quite drastic avoiding action. So that's a free position for us. Up ahead, Pukki and Ismail Fassi are fighting as well. Maybe this will open the door for us as Pukki's going clean around the outside here into the long left-hander, looking for a bit of a switchback on the exit. We have a very high amount of battery percentage as well, so this is the opportunity that we was waiting for, that we was sniffing out for as well. Side by side, not in the slipstream anymore. Pukki gets that privilege, and now we're going to be on the outside line into the braking zone and able to keep the car under control and claim the inside line for the following right-hander, moving ourselves up into P16. So, started P18 in this race on the hard compound tyres, was down to P20 in the braking zone for turn 1, but now have found our way back into P16 in this race. So, a very good opening lap, not really anything risky so far. So it's been very controlled, very measured, and feeling good for the car, especially as the pace was developing in the stint and the tyres were getting more worn. I was feeling more and more comfortable. In hindsight, I went too high wing, in all honesty, for this race. It's really hard to judge sometimes before the race, especially because I'm not having a team, I'm not having engineers, so all the setups are just done completely by me, as we're almost running into the back of Leigh there, as we're braking relatively late, and of course he was stuck in the train that's braking a little bit earlier. So yeah, all the setup development is just solo done by me, so I can test a lot about raw lap time for wing levels, but it's quite difficult to anticipate how the car will be feeling in the train. And yeah, more often than not, these are my first feelings. This is my first time driving on a train, a proper train with esports level drivers, when testing these setups, you know. But we are going to be picking up 2 positions here, one with the overtake on Leigh and 1 for 3 as Andre had disconnected. But yeah, getting back to my point. So yeah, in hindsight, went too high on the wing. The raw pace was feeling really good. The car balance was feeling really good. As you can see, we're not really having any understeer and or oversteer. We're able to control the car in a very nice way. As I say that, Apex is lava. Getting back on with the point though, just simply too high on the total wing level, as now Luca is going to be boxing, and we've got 1.2 seconds, 1.1 now, to Leo Lund up ahead, who's on the medium compound tyres, and of course our hard tyres are going to be feeling a little bit better than his mediums at this point in the race, but still we have quite the job to do to be able to catch him and sort of maybe have a chance of overtaking on this lap as well. So you can see how much time we're gaining in the high-speed corners with our higher wing downforce setup. At the start-finish line, it was 1.2 seconds. Now it's 3:10. We've done purple, fastest sector 1 of the race so far, and we are not going to be using our overtake button down this straight right now. I can see that Leo is out of the DLS with Ismail Fassi up ahead, and I did a bit of a calculation here and a bit of racecraft, let's say, because I could see that Ismail was on the hards, Leo was on the mediums, so in theory Leo's going to struggle more than Ismail on this section. What he has done indeed, you can see him sliding around quite a lot. What means he's not going to have DLS for this straight, and that's what I was banking on, so I can close in on him and use less battery to make the same overtake. But this overtake is also quite critical, because we are going to be going into the pit lane on this lap. I was trying to weigh up my options to see if a one-stop was feasible, if it was doable, but the tyre deg was too high. The original box lap from the game, as you can see, going up ahead, he almost, Richards, I should say, almost didn't get the car slowed down. But yeah, the ideal box lap from the game was lap 20, lap 40, then of course a 17-lap stint to end the race on the medium compound tyres. So I decided to go 4 laps earlier than that, well 5 if you count before we went over the start-finish line, 4 now that we've gone over the start-finish line, and go to another set of hard compound tyres to try and jump the people on the same strategy as me. And I'm not too worried about fighting the cars directly around me at this point, because they are going to undercut me again later in the race, because I will have to drive until about lap 40 on these tyres to go on to the medium compound to finish up the race, whereas they can probably go until lap 35, maybe. So pretty much regardless what I do, these cars directly around me right now are going to get an undercut. So I'm not too worried about fighting them for position, because it's a position that I'm going to lose anyway. Of course, I'm not going to try to make it overly easy for them, and I will hold my ground as much as I can. But we are just going to be playing the long game as well, going through the first sector. And if only every corner was like that on this track with our higher wings, we would be flying. But sadly, it's not, and we are going to be now easily in the DLS detection point of Andre as well. So he's one of the cars that undercutted us. Of course, was able to overtake him when he was disconnected. As you can see now, coming on to the straight, we're going to be deploying our battery, but we just don't have enough battery. As soon as we fall under, we get a bit of a tap there, but to be honest, that was more my fault. I moved in the straight a bit too late, and yeah, luckily nothing actually happened. But yeah, it was more my fault that I moved on the straight in front of Leo, so my apologies for that. But yeah, we just ran out of battery in this situation, used a bit too much on our in-lap, and then a bit too much on the following laps as well. It left us super vulnerable with a higher wing and a lower battery situation. As you can see now, we're not using our battery that much. We see that Pookie's starting to go for it, but it's a bit too little, too late. We're going to leave the inside just about open for Pookie. He keeps his car in the inside there. We're going to try and hang it around the outside, but that was great racing from both Pookie and I there. Really good racing room left, but you can see just on the pit straight, we don't even turn on the overtake button, because we can just see it's going to be pointless in this situation. And yeah, so like, it is something that I'm developing also with the setup shop that I have, understanding the setup. So I've already adjusted the wings to be lower on Kota, Mexico City, of course Miami, and China. I need to double check before I update it officially, so those will come updated ASAP to the setup website that I'm running as well, as we are going to have a safety car.
No way!
On lap 23, and Nicholas Longue has hit the wall and his tyre is left flotation.
That's really ruined our strategy.
And yeah, that's really hurt our strategy, to be honest, because it leaves us in a position that we don't have any new sets of hards left, and people who go to the hards at this point can maybe just about make it to the end, so we're not in the optimal position. But yeah, going back to what I was saying before, as we're trundling down the pit lane, working on just getting the wings lower, to be honest, for the setup shop that I run, and just make it a bit more compatible for racing. So that's my next project.
Probably the people on the hards. Maybe they can go to the end.
But yeah, very happy with the car balance. Very happy with the pace of the setup as well. Just need to trim off the wings to make it more...
How did we only have one set of...
to make it more efficient? And yeah, I was a bit confused here, how I only had one set of mediums when I was confident.
I think the safety car is bugged.
That I asked for 2 before the race got started. But either way, you can hear me say that the safety car seems to be bugged, and indeed it will be. So, yeah, we're going to be following around the safety car for quite a few laps right now. Unideal.
Yeah, I fear the people who had the hard tyre left can go to the end. Whereas for sure we need to make another pit stop at some point.
Yeah, you can hear me talking about strategy right there, understanding what may happen with the hard tyre.
I swear, like, I asked for 2 sets of mediums though.
You can hear me complaining about the mediums again, because I was certain that I asked for 2 sets of mediums, but I've only been given 1 during the race. What has shafted me, to be honest. Maybe it was good that the safety car became bugged, because right now you're going to see a really strange glitch.
Am I the only one with a delta?
You're going to see that I have a delta now,
okay,
which disappears, and then reappears.
Well, if they do restart this, hopefully do like a 50% race. Do you know if everyone has this delta, or if it's just like me and Yano? Because I can't catch the cars ahead.
Yeah, really confusing. Very confusing.
Julian doesn't have it.
And you can see on the minimap, Julian, the green dot, my teammate in this race, does not have the delta.
It's just me and Yano.
Because he can push completely flat out. But yeah, we have the delta.
I think the lobby's getting DNF because there's 2 cars off the road up ahead.
And now already starting to feel like the lobby will just get restarted. Because yeah, you can't race like this. It's not a fair race anymore.
I really hope they don't red flag it.
But yeah, with that being said, I hope that they don't red flag it, because the strategy was fun.
Just always ruins the momentum of the content.
And yeah, it was already, well, just about halfway into the race. So yeah, naturally I hope that they didn't, but they have to be honest. You're going to see right now... Are you kidding? What a strange glitch. Really strange.
Nah, they have to red flag this. That is crazy.
Yeah, you can see now we're up into P2, so maybe they shouldn't red flag it. Maybe that would be quite nice to be P2 in this race.
But you have to red flag this.
But yeah, we will get a red flag.
Yeah, it's a restart.
And we are going to restart.
Do we just make a new lobby?
We have a funny moment before we get the restart done, though. Check this out.
If people know, that's like David and Yano in 2019.
So yeah, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Right, but now we are going to be doing a lobby restart with the positions before the safety car came out. A 50% race here, of course, in Miami, starting on the mediums as everyone did on the grid. And now we're going to be flying down into turn 1, looking around the outside here, trying to do the same trick that we did in the first race. And we are going to be trying to make up a position from that. But you can see Andre hits the wall, so we actually have to lift the throttle there. And that costs us the opportunity to get past the Haas car as well, but we do make the up and go round the outside of Andre. Maybe he has damage, I'm not too sure. That was a big hit into the wall, but now you can see Pookie goes up the inside of the wheels. We get hit a little bit from Ismail Fassi, but now going down the straight, battery activated all the way down here. This is going to be a difficult braking zone, but we are going to go fully on the attack. You can see we've got quite a big gap to the Williams up ahead as well, so we're going to go to the right, a dummy to the left, down the inside, and we misjudge it, and we absolutely slam into the back of the Williams. But
I'm sorry, buddy.
Somehow
I got away with that.
I still have no idea how I got away with that, because if he spun, I would have looked like an idiot, to be honest. But because he kept his car under control, I only marginally looked like an idiot and was able to keep the position, very fortunately. So thank you for the Williams for not spinning.
I'm so lucky to get away with that one.
And I do hold that statement. I am very, very lucky to get away with that situation, you know. But now, coming to the end of lap 1 in this 50% race. Like I say, the grid was decided by the safety car order before it came out. And now Luca and Lucas, and you can see the Williams is going side by side, trying to see if we can pick up a position here on Luca as well. Of course, any position we can make up in a shorter distance race is going to be absolutely pivotal for the end result. He's going to be going down the inside of the Williams, and fair play, there was a bit of a squeeze on the exit, but that was actually a really good move in all fairness to him. And now the overtake button will be enabled going down here. The DLS is going to be activated, and we are closing with our top speed right now, deep in the slipstream. You can see leaving this way and that. He goes around the outside, outbreaks himself, and we're going to be able to take that position for free. We'll leave him the space on the inside so we don't put him in the wall. But yeah, that is, thank you very much, up into P10 after what was starting P14, if I remember correctly, for the restart. But now here at the end of the straight, Luca absolutely takes out Lucas. And I actually locked up my front tyres because I was too busy looking at that absolutely diabolical situation. And yeah, now we have a bit of a job to do to try and catch up to Tom Roberts in the first sector. Of course, same tyre deg, same tyre life, low on battery as well, but we have got 1.2 seconds to make up to be in that DLS zone going onto the back straight. If we don't get it, we'll be extremely vulnerable to the cars behind. But again, with the car balance that we have and the grip that we get from the slightly higher wings, again, I will rectify this going forward. I will make the lower downforce, because clearly it's better to be on lower downforce. Was able to be gaining upwards half a second and did another purple first sector of the race here. So feeling very good for the car. Tom Roberts and Jake Benham, and Jake's just going to crash on purpose. What the hell? I don't really know why he did that, to be honest. JB is Jake Benham. He makes another safety car. What is this, an open lobby? And yeah, the standards are very atrocious at the moment. Very atrocious. Might as well try something different. We do go for a very, very aggressive strategy though, because Miami can just be about a one-stop strategy, going from mediums to hards, of course, but we decided to box here and put on another set of mediums to see if we can gain that track position back. And mate, Tom, please hurry up. Come on, Tom. There's like a year gap ahead of you. So now we have got the safety car restart up in P12 in this race. So the objective is to get back to where we were to start with before that safety car happened. And if we can gain a few extra positions before going for the hard compound tyres later in the race, that would be a big win for us. Plus, it's going to be phenomenal content fighting our way through the pack. And yeah, I'm doing a lot of these races for fun as well, of course, to learn a lot from my setup shop, develop them even better, even more. So now we are going to be fully on the attack, and oh my word, the race was almost over before it properly got underway with the safety car restart there, right up behind Tom, and now we're going to be in the Dirty A's on the hard compound tyres, and we slip down the inside. Istvan Pukki is going to be our next target immediately ahead of us. He goes past his teammate Stefan, and we're going to be trying not to use too much battery down this straight, because I know that I'm not going to be close enough to properly have a move on Stefan without risking too much anyway. You can see we broke very late, so maybe we could have had a big lunge up the inside, but definitely wasn't worth the risk. And you can see we're just letting behind, trying to give a bit of advantage to Lucas, because yeah, if we can fight with Lucas, it's always a good battle. So I enjoy to be side by side with him if we can. But anyway, we're going to be now all over the back here, and you're going to see in the slipstream, and the slipstream is doing nothing to help us down the straight, as he's actually pulling away from us with top speed. But we're going to be using our superior downforce to brake later into the corner and spread our car up the inside. And now the traction from our fresher tyres as well is going to be A-OK up into P9 in this race right now. Not having to use the overtake button down the pit straight either, and we are able to now start focusing our attention to Andre of the Alpine up ahead of us in the dirty air, but able to follow him very closely. As you're going to see, going through the first sector split, We're really going to close in on him in these corners, almost actually run into the back of him, having to lift the throttle to make sure that we don't. And now up the inside, and we have claimed the apex up into PA in this race and making hay while the sun shines here with our tyre. Duncan Hoffman up next, almost running into the back of him with our fresher, grippier tyres once again down the inside, claiming the apex, leaving him the racing room on the exit of the corner. A bit slip and slide on the traction as we put two wheels on the inside, curbing, but now running down the straight. He has a better slipstream from us than we do from Istvan Pukki. Once he pulls out the slipstream, you can see it's pretty even with the top speed, but now going down into corner late on the brakes, claim the apex, and now running side by side. You can see we're leaving a bit of a gap to Pukki there, so we didn't have so much dirty air during the corner, and now we're here on lap 10. The mediums are starting to phase, and I make a slight error there, running wide, and that's going to allow Lucas to be all over the back of us. And because we use so much battery getting past the cars before, we have no battery for the straight, to be honest. You can see we're already running out of battery with a very long amount of the straight to go, and that's going to be one of the easiest overtakes for Lucas getting past us here on lap 10. But we decide to roll the dice again. We're going to go aggressive. We're going to see what we can make of this. Lap 10, we are going to be going into the pit lane one more time to go for another set.
Again, going super aggressive. See what happens.
Of the hard compound tyre. I knew that if the people who box on the safety car could get to the end, then I can as well. So that was my target. Of course, I don't have an engineer in these races, so I'm completely freestyling it and making up as I go along to see if we could be successful. And it also makes it more fun for me like that, to be honest, just to be relying on myself. And now you can see here on lap 12 I was able to undercut ahead of Ismail Bassi, but we're not going to fight him in all honesty. We're going to see, we'll do a little weave here, and that basically means, okay mate, you can go ahead, you have the fresher tyres. I'm happy just to sit in your slipstream in your DLS and try to save my tyres and not fight you too hard. So now coming onto the straight, we use a little bit of our battery, but you can see right now we already have a bit of tyre wear and a purple first sector of the race with our fresher tyres going on here. But you can see we don't even fight him. We probably could have stayed ahead on this straight, but there was no real point to be fighting Ismail because he would have got DLS on this straight as well, and it just would have been a pointless fight for me. But something I didn't fully anticipate was Luca going super aggressive. You can see now he's draining a lot of battery down the straight. We're trying not to use too much of ours, learning from our mistakes earlier in the video of using too much battery too early on and becoming vulnerable down the straights because of that, defending in to the final corner of the lap and able now to retain our position as a lot of cars are going to start filtering out of the pit lane here. And you can see Otis Lawrence just about gets ahead of us, and if you look behind us, this is diabolical.
Oh my god. They must not like each other.
Yeah, they must not like each other at all. I don't know, I haven't seen the onboard, so maybe Luca was wheel hooking Leo, I'm not sure, but for what it looks like to me, Leo just pushed Luca in the wall. So not good, and it's not going to get any better, to be honest. It's not going to get any better in the next half a lap. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but spicy. It's going to be spicy. But anyway, we're here on lap 14, and grab your popcorn because yeah, this is not good. Yeah, just watch ahead. What was that? Why would you do that? Yeah, Leo wasn't even the car behind us. He was like half a second behind us before the corner. Man, yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, I'm not too happy because it's giving me damage.
Well, that's massive wing damage, and cheers, Leo. Driving standards are amazing, as usual.
Yeah, sarcasm at its peak. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this race has been a bit of a joke, in all honesty. I love the league. Timbo, who runs it, is an amazing person. Of course, WOR as well, who's in collaboration with the league. But I have damage at the moment, so you can see me just losing so much time in the corners. Also, that with the oldest tyres in this sort of strategy.
the strategy pack of cars means it's GG. You can see the car just is not turning. So now Leo is going to be overtaking us down the straight. I'm going to be quite aggressive on the straight, but I decide better of doing anything worse. You can see we do a little bit of a weave there. We have a bit of contact on the straight, but yeah, I think better of doing any retaliation because, yeah, we could have done the same thing to him as he did to us, but there's no point for me to do it, to be honest. But yeah, this race has been a joke. I love the league. Ironman is fantastic. I love WR. I really like Timbo. I love Timbo. He's he worked with also not directly with me and F1 Esports before, but with an agency that I was with. So yeah, I really love everyone who organises it. They put a lot of time, effort. So I don't want to speak badly on them. I never would speak badly on them, in fact, and I'm not going to speak badly on the league. But the driving standards in today's race has just been atrocious, and I understand it's not a serious league race, as now you can see we're going to let all the cars go, because I have damage, and I don't need to ruin their race, you know. You can see we're just going to lift off the throttle here, all the way to the outside. Yeah, lovely jubbly. So yeah, I'm not going to, just because Leo drives like that, I'm not going to ruin their races. I'll hang it out for a safety car. I'll finish the race, but I'm not going to get in the way of these guys.
Indeed,
It's not fair to them.
Indeed, it's not fair to them. But you can see on the final lap here, we're going to box to the softs. But going back to what I was saying, I'm not going to speak badly on the league. I'm not going to speak badly on the owners. I'm not going to speak badly on the other drivers, in fact. But yeah, it's just a bit of a joke today. And I understand it's not a serious league race.
Look, beautiful new front wing.
I understand it's not a serious league race. It's not like PSGL or the official WR league. And it's not like F1 Esports either. But still, what happened today was not even enjoyable to be involved in. And that's just my opinion. If you have a different opinion, fair enough. But anyway, back to the positive.
It's going to be a bit weird actually experiencing grip for the first time in a long time.
And now, like I say, getting back to the positivity, final lap of the race, we did hang it out, but unfortunately a safety car did not get called, so we decided to do what any reasonable person would do in this situation and go for the fastest lap. And so we have strapped on another set of soft compound tyres, and we're going to be pushing them as hard as we can. You can see really starting to push the front tyres around these corners right now, just trying to extract the maximum grip we can. We also have the Williams up ahead. What happened? You can hear me saying what happened because Jake Benham crashed on the final corner of the race while battling Jarno for the lead. Of course, Jake had 23 seconds of penalties, so it did not matter. Jarno was going to win anyway, but still quite funny. I'm sorry, Jake, that he crashed on the final corner of the race. No way Jake spun on the final corner. There's no way. So now you can see the Williams does the fastest lap of the race, but we're pushing on to see if we can get that back. But yeah, in summary, very happy with the pace from today. Of course, I went too high on the wings. I think I'll rectify going forward as well and adjust the setups accordingly. But yeah, very happy with the race. Content was good. The battling was good. The strategies were very aggressive. Just unfortunate for the instance that we got caught up in. But yeah, that can happen.
Oh, we got fastest lap at least.
You can see I'm happy about getting fastest lap at least. But yeah, these things can happen. I hope that
abysmal driving good
the rest of the races
That's all
in the season. Because we have another 3 races to go in this league. So yeah, I hope that they can be as clean as possible, as enjoyable as possible, and yeah, to just have fun, you know. Like I say, I know it's not like a proper league race like a PSGL or WOR, but yeah, I just hope it can be a bit cleaner. The cleanest driver of the day award! Oh, baby! That makes up for everything. And speaking of clean, we did get driver of the day award. Not driver of the day, we got cleanest driver of the day award. So that was lovely jubbly. But anyway,
right, we're gonna have
everyone,
a look.
Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. And
yeah,
looking forward to making it, and hopefully you enjoyed this video as well. Grazie ragazzi, ciao ciao, bye bye.